welcome back to Asabi's Asylum, a place where we could all feel free to go crazy together. So, Ekaaro ati Ekaabo to everyone. I will be speaking to you today not as Asabi, but as Ifayemi, which means Ifa befits me. And yes, that is one of my names. Today, I will be taking a step into dispelling some of the misunderstandings / misinformation of Ifa. So I just want to start by saying that today is Sango Day, Eku Ojo Sango, which is shared with Sango and Oya. And that just means that on this day, you could say a special prayer specifically to Sango and to Oya for justice, for peace, for change, because Oya is the Winds of Change. She's the keeper of the ancestors. Sango is the owner of the lightning and thunder, the one who charges for justice, etc. and it. So let's just jump straight into it. Who or what is Ifa? Okay, so Ifa is, simply put, the method by which devotees are able to consult divine by divination and interact with higher sources of power. So who are the Orisha? So as a lot of people would know it, a lot of people say Orisha, them Orisha people, however. So Orisha is a deity within the Yoruba spirituality. We typically know Orisha to be Eshu, Orun, Sango, Oya, Yemosha, etc. However, these are Imale. Imale are energies within the universe, within the earth. So there is a separation between Imale and Orisha, but we're not going to get into that soon because this is first basic lesson, right? So who we typically call Orisha are indeed Imale. So this is a question that I am asked a lot, and I'm sure other people within the tradition can say that as well. Do we believe in Jesus or do we pray to Jesus? No, we don't. We are not Christian. We are by no means, no way Christian. We don't fall under Christianity. Within the African diaspora around the world, syncretism has influenced a lot of practices. So in Cuba, you will find Santeria, which is heavily syncretized, and they do Orisha practice as well as Christian practice. Another question that I'm asked a lot is if Baptists and Orisha are the same, or some people say Orisha Baptist or yes, Orisha Baptist. There is nothing as an Orisha Baptist. Baptist is a Christian religion. Ifa Orisha is not a religion, it's a spirituality. It's a spiritual form of practice. It is a way of life. It is how you go about your day. It is what you wear, what you eat, what you drink, what you do with yourself, what you say. It is how you live your life. So, unlike a lot of people that I know within the spirituality in Trinidad and Tobago, I have grown up an Ifa Orisha devotee my entire life. I did all my rituals from birth, Esentai, which is a naming ceremony, which Christians do something. Christening. That was not a hard word to remember, but it kind of was. Yeah, so Christians would do christening for their babies, and if people would do essence, so I would have done that. Now going through schools from preschool to primary school to secondary school to university, people always came at me with very, very weird questions like, do we drink blood? No, we do not. That is gross. It really is. Not literally, nor metaphorically. Do we drink blood or do we eat raw flesh? And that's all I'm going to say on that matter. I was also asked questions about blood sacrifices. People usually tend to indicate that them people just kill goats and this and that and the next. And yes, blood sacrifices happen, but for a person, like for one person, that is a bit extreme, and you don't just do a blood sacrifice just like that. So we have something that is called Ekaabo, which is offering or sacrifice, and you can sacrifice or offer things like fruits, cloth, cornmeal, food, snacks, many different things you can give as offering. And this is not something that you would just do. This is something that you have to be prescribed from your Daafa. Doing a Daafa is like doing a spiritual checkup. Like you have to go to do a medical checkup at the doctor's. Doing your Daafa is your spiritual checkup. So you would not take a birth control pill for headache or nausea. You understand? So just saying that people do blood sacrifices, or Orisha people just do blood sacrifices, is a little extra. It is not false, but it is generalizing, and that is something that does not happen. Like there are no set rules for everybody that is an Ifa devotee. Going through the process of Ifa Orisha spirituality, it is very, very personal in which you learn about yourself, you learn about your path, you learn about what you're supposed to do, because it is said that we chose our destiny in Orun before we came to IE, and Orun would just be roughly translated to mean heaven, because you know it is essentially the spiritual realm. Orun is the spiritual realm, and Aye is of course the marketplace, or here on earth where we reside. Aye isn't simply just earth, but we're not going to go into all of that today. So we chose our path in Orun, came to Aye, and of course it is said that because we forget a lot of what we would have done in Orun, we have to do the process of Daafa. So you know, depending on your, so of course, because we live here in Trinidad and Tobago, and information is still being learned, because it was, enslavement was not that long ago. If we're being very real here, and it wasn't that long ago that everything was taken from us. So it's still a process of learning, and it's still a process of getting information and knowing what to do and where to go, and that's why so much misinformation is passed, but that's fine. Learning and being respectful is always key, and is always important. I don't mind sharing information with people. Just don't come at me disrespectfully, because you may not like the responses you receive. Okay, so this video was heavily all over the place because I did not particularly structure it in a kind of way. I really just wanted to get out some information, and this is something I want to fully start talking about and getting into, and maybe focus on a particular subject at a time, because learning and understanding Ifa is a whole lot. My only message to people out there is that you be respectful of other people's practices. Ifa Orisha practice is one of the oldest practices on the face of the earth. It is a traditional practice. It is a spiritual way of life, of being, and that is as simple as we could get it to be. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions at all, feel free to let me know. And if you learned anything from this video, drop a like, a comment, share with some people that may need to learn something. And subscribe, please. And